Today, we look back at an action-packed Grand Prix and the 5 things we've learned from Sunday's race at Sakir. At number 1, Charles Leclerc is ready to score his maiden Formula One win. He seemed set for glory on Sunday after battling back from a poor start to pass Mercedes championship leader Valtteri Bottas and then Ferrari team leader Sebastian Vettel. Leclerc looked mighty all weekend and didn't miss a beat while he was running out front, which is more than can be said for his Ferrari's engine. Sadly, his V6 turned into a V5 and he was literally powerless from stopping Lewis Hamilton and then Bottas from passing him. But a late race safety car for the Renault double disaster saved his podium finish, although he deserved so much more. With Vettel making yet another driving error in Sunday's race and having half the points of Bottas already, you can imagine that Ferrari is now hedging its bets over who it should be backing for the title. But guys, you need to sort out your reliability issues. This is a win that you let slip away. And at number 2, it's Mercedes still has work to do. Hamilton was very humble with his radio message on the in-lap about Leclerc deserving to win, but he also sent a powerful message to the team. As we suspected from pre-season testing, Mercedes does not have the fastest car right now, and he knows it. It appears that the Australian Grand Prix was quite misleading because Ferrari held a decent pace advantage in Bahrain at the first regular racetrack on the schedule. This was a 1-2 finish that Mercedes grabbed with both hands, so there's nothing wrong with the silver aero smarts when it comes to executing the best result it can with what it's got on any given day. Hamilton's pass on Vettel seemed to rattle the German into that bizarre spin and give Lewis a sniff of a race win, and he'll just grab it. But where was the Bottas that we saw in Melbourne? Valtteri, you need to come back hard in China. At number 3, it's Renault suffering double trouble. You can only imagine what was being said on the pit wall with just a few laps to go, as first Nico Hülkenberg's car blew up at turn 1, and then teammate Daniel Ricciardo's car cut out just seconds later within sight of Nico's broken car. And those guys had already gotten too close for comfort at turn 1 earlier, when Ricciardo slid into Hülkenberg's car, damaging his own front wing, with Nico lucky to escape without a puncture. So not only does Renault have reliability issues to get fixed, no change there, it has dueling teammates to keep apart too. And to add insult to non-injury, Ricciardo was summoned to the stewards to explain why he didn't replace the steering wheel on his stranded car. He had a good excuse: he didn't want to get electrocuted. Enough sparks already, guys. At number 4, it's rookie Lando Norris making his mark with McLaren. The best of the rest tag is always a hard-fought win, and although he suffered an off-track adventure in the opening lap, he stayed in the fight and was propelled into 6th place when Hülkenberg's Renault blew up. After qualifying in the top 10 in Melbourne, the teenager suffered a disappointing race there, but his first ever points finish in Formula One was a rich reward for a strong drive. It also meant that the youngest driver on the grid beat the oldest, as Lando pipped Kimi Räikkönen to a top 6 finish by less than 2 seconds. The result also made up for Carlos Sainz's early collision with Max Verstappen that ruined the Spaniard's race, but proved that McLaren is going in the right direction after years in the wilderness. And at number 5, the new for 2019 aero rules looked promising. Melbourne's Albert Park was never going to give us a definitive answer on whether the new aerodynamic changes, which are designed to allow cars to follow more closely to overtake, would work. But we saw plenty of overtaking in the wide-open expanses of the Bahrain desert track, although a lot of it took place in the DRS zones, which were up to 3 ahead of the weekend. What did look good was that the field wasn't too spread out on the opening laps, and it made life harder for the front-running teams to find a gap to re-enter the track after their first pit stops. That in itself could add an extra strategic edge this year, especially with the undercut working so well on Sunday. Well, that was a fun race to watch. Be sure to stay tuned on Autosport.com and Motorsport.com to follow all the fallout and then build up to the Chinese Grand Prix. I'm Julia Piquet, and thanks for watching.